Good afternoon, students. This is Dr. Morgan Phoenix coming to you from Stanley, Virginia. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon. The sun is shining. It's about 25 degrees out there, and the wind is blowing really hard. So it's bitter out there, but yet it's a beautiful expression of the Lord's gift to us of life and of weather and of homes that are warm and comfortable. Not that everyone in this world is so fortunate as we are. That's one of the issues of diversity. Well, welcome once again to this class in school leadership in diverse settings. It's a great class, and I encourage you to make this class serve your own purposes, your best interests, your studies, and the Lord's call upon your life. Okay, if you're not called, start praying, praying for guidance. Alrighty. Well, here you go. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to today go over the two recurring assignments: the journal article critiques and the discussion board. I think most of you will have had experience in discussion board, but there's some very, very smart clarifications that I think will help you along the way. Alrighty? And if you saw the welcome video, you've received this one already. But there will be 8 recurring journal article critiques, one each week for all 8 weeks of the class, and likewise the discussion board. You would be wise if you centered in on your final project, which is due in week 8. The proposal for your project is due in week 3, but the final project is due in week 8. There's the bird reminding me not to go over time. But I lost my train of thought. The idea for your project, which you will be presenting to me in week 3, I would hope that it would serve your choices of journal articles to critique. Why not choose journal articles that will give you strategic information that you can plug into your final project, which is basically a statement, a proposal, and a plan for a school in a diverse setting or with diverse needs, or for a program within a school, which will serve an issue within diversity. And diversity takes many shapes and forms. And once again, as I said in the introductory video, diversity is not a problem that needs fixing. It is always an adventure, an opportunity, a challenge. It may be a burden, but it also is then perhaps a burden that is tied to the welfare of children and of communities. And if you are watching the news or reading the newspapers or following things online, you know that our communities and our neighborhoods and our states, our cities, and our country and our world are in awful shape with regard to diversity particularly, and diversity in the form of inequalities, inequities, privileges, okay, and power. These inequities of power and privilege are going to probably kill us in the end if we don't get very, very smart about it. Okay, and where diversity meets ignorance of the facts, where diversity and ignorance meet on the same street corner, somebody will probably lose their life, and we are seeing that as well. And it is a sign of the times, and you need to be part of. We need to be part of the solution. And so once again, you're not fixing diversity; you're fixing hearts. Okay, and diversity begins with a look in the mirror and then look into the heart. Well, here we go once again. Sorry to go on. I hope this doesn't go over 10 minutes. The journal article critiques are once again a one-page document only. There is no outside research whatsoever. There is no works cited page, and you do not have to even use a title page because you submit work under your own name. It doesn't go to anybody else. Okay? But you are claiming it as yours. So be cautious. Please don't ever borrow anything from any other. Don't put any long pieces of text in here that come from somewhere else. Please never do that. But you'll put the author's the citation, the journal article citation at the top of the page, the author's thesis in your own words with no quotes. Please, no quotes. Demonstrate that you have a command of the material. Then the supporting information and strategies. Hopefully you'll be finding some strategies in there. The 4 parts of this instructional program, or the 4 parts of this study on leadership in diverse settings. Okay, whatever it might be. Then your critique of it. Was it useful? Was it well done? And then close with a first person reflection on how this article and what you learned in the article is relevant to your work, to your life, to your project, particularly your project. If you choose articles that plug into your project, you're going to be way ahead of the game. And once again, a one-page paper only, If you go over one page substantially, if you go over a half a sentence, it doesn't bother me. But if you go over the page substantially, you are working against clarity of thought and economy of effort. Okay, clarity of thought and economy of effort. And these videos also are designed to minimize any confusion and to maximize your success. I expect that there will be some of you that will earn nearly full points in this class. And if you don't, it means that you're not following these really simple encouragements. Next thing, discussion board. You've all done them, but here's what I am looking for. I'm looking for a conversation among students. And here's how we do it. You post an initial thread in response to the weekly forum, okay? And that thread must be 300 words, and it's due by Thursday, period. There should be some reference and citation within that post. And hopefully it's something from class so that it's familiar to everybody. You do not have to do citation other than in-text citation if you're using class materials such as the Ruby Payne text or the Lorraine Monroe text or the DVD, the Superman DVD, right? And so it would just be in-text, parenthetical, Guggenheim 2010 for the DVD. That's all you need because we have the reference and the citation in our syllabus. Alrighty? So Thursday, a 300-word post. There's a word counter in discussion board. Is there not? I know I have it on mine. So make sure you look down in the corner and see how many words you've done. And if you haven't done 300, you're not going to get credit for anything except for the content. You will not get credit for the formatting. You lose 5 points automatically. Okay? And then that's due by Thursday. And then two 200-word responses by Sunday evening, with the exception of week 8, where it's due already on Friday. So pay attention in the week 8. But 200 words responses, and these must be personal responses to members of your class. You need to read something that they have posted and respond to it. Start using their name. Say how don't just say, I really liked your post. That's not enough. You can't do that for 200 words. Talk about it, okay, and then reflect. You don't have to agree with their post, all right? You can take issue. Don't argue, but take issue if you want, okay? And if you're threatened by something that somebody says, and this happens from time to time, if you're threatened by a statement about Islam, this happened this last term, and it was very damaging at first, and we had to sort of straighten it out in response to in a Christian school. That was the case there, but respond. Use the proper etiquette, intellectual etiquette, and academic etiquette in your response. 2 of them, 200 words each. They're due by Sunday. Quotes are not included in your word count, and Scripture is a great reference as well for any of this for your initial post, and you can put that in as additional, adding authority to your good voice. That's what I call reference and citation in the discussion board, is to add authority to your good voice. Quotes don't count in your word count, and remember once again, the responses are to classmates and they must be personal. If you post a new mini essay as a response, okay, and particularly with citations from some other class you're taking, I will give you no points for that. So, alrighty, there you go. You can get that and look at and you can always turn back and see these notes right here on the screen. You can look at the video again and again. Aren't they exciting? I'll show you. Here's Gracie again. She's still here. Alrighty? I have fun with this. You know what? Online instruction, it's one of the students called it a desert or something like that. The dry desert, and referred to the videos as an oasis in the desert. I love that. Okay? But you know what? It's the same for me. The distance formatting is not conducive to close personal contact. But at least now you've seen me, and that's why I ask you to post a photograph in your introduction, which is due. Talk about discussion board. For week number 1, there are 2 posts in discussion board. One to the week 1 forum, and also to the introduction. And if you can include a photograph in there, it's remarkable how much it adds to. And you can include your family photograph, photograph with your dog, or with whatever, okay, or with your car if you like a hot car or something like that. You drive a Corvette. Include it in there if you want. Whatever moves you there, okay, within reason, of course. And on your vacation in Ireland, whatever you might have done, okay, and make it personal. That makes it personal, okay. But here you go. For the journal article critiques, they must be peer-reviewed journals. They must be no more than 5 years of age, and it's very, very easy to get them Peer-reviewed means that these are articles that are written by professionals and then submitted for review by people in the same field, and then they choose those articles that they feel are worthy to publish. Therefore, we are sort of guaranteeing the quality of the things that you will be using for this course. So it must be peer-reviewed, and if you don't know how to access these things, go to the Jerry Falwell Library, and up in the upper right-hand corner of your landing page in Blackboard, there's a big blue button there, or there's a link there. But here you go. Peer-reviewed journals only, no more than 5 years of age. In other words, no newspaper articles. If you like the Wall Street Post or the Wall Street Journal or the Washington Post or the New York Times, those are still news articles. They are not peer-reviewed. That's just somebody saying what they think happened. Alrighty, but it's not backed up usually, other than in their own good name. So no newspapers, no Sports Illustrated articles, no Time magazine articles, and just use the filters in the search in Jerry Falwell Library. You can also go into Google and just Google things. Google diversity, food insecurity and diversity, or things about socioeconomic status or about poverty. The relationship between diversity and poverty and success, it's tied, and lack of success is tied very, very closely. But here you go, once again, peer-reviewed articles. Go to the JFL Library tab, upper right-hand corner in Blackboard. You can search anything, or you can install the filters. How many, the publication date, 2011 to 2016, 17 now. You want the online full PDF text, right? And scholarly, peer-reviewed, and articles only. Use those filters, and that's it. Alrighty. I'm trying to think what this is about. You can, I don't know. Doesn't matter. That's good enough for me. Alrighty. Enjoy the course. Do the assignments on time to get full credit. I would prefer that I not prove that you did something wrong by giving you a low grade. I will typically not allow but require resubmissions instead of grading you, or I'll put a marker grade of 0 or of a very low grade to get your attention to read my comments. Please read my comments, all right? And there'll be many of them, and enjoy the course, all righty? And we will get you through this with a good grade, but it's going to require work on your part. And along the way, in these videos, I will be offering some options that will cut down on the amount of work, particularly in week 8 and week 7. Students complain about how fast these courses end now, 3 days shorter, and I will let you know in week 5 or week 6 or week 4 even some options for week 8 that will lighten the load in week 8. And then I'm thinking now also of adding something for week 7. I don't know exactly how I'll do that, but enjoy the course, folks. And once again, if you have any questions, there's also a forum, an Ask Dr. Phenix forum in the discussion board. You can ask a question there unless it's relating to grades or my grading of your assignments. Please do that by email to me. If you're in a time-sensitive issue, you may call me on my cell phone. Please don't use my home phone. There's a bad connection here where we live up in the holla in Virginia. The phone lines, I think, are being eaten by the squirrels. But use my cell phone, and then we also have a teenager in the house, a granddaughter, grandson. It's one of those very, very sensitive diversity issues right now, and so you never know when they visit your home, and we're really proud of Luke, who lives here in our home, and 13-year-old. But once again, for the sake of the teenager, the home phone is probably not the best chance. They will probably not take the message. So. Alrighty, that's it. Be in touch if you need anything, and the next week's video will be much shorter than this. God bless you, and we'll see you next time, Lord willing. Bye-bye.